Quite frankly, this is more people we've ever had at a Fire and Police Commission meeting, so I want to thank you all for being here. I do not have any more agenda. All out, so I'll ask you to please share. For those that do not know me, my name is Dallas Gordon. I'm the chairperson of the Village of Dolton Fire and Police Commission. And to my left, we have our vice chair, Commissioner Kenneth Gray. To my right, your left, our secretary, Commissioner Mark Wolf, and then followed by Commissioner Lester Long and Commissioner Mary Evans. I'm going to start off the meeting with any public comments, address that you want to bring before the board. Please note that the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners have the responsibility for establishing hiring lists for both police and fire, as well as promotional lists. We do not have jurisdiction over any day-to-day operational things with the fire or police department. We're blessed to have our new police chief Chapman here, and also Captain McCain from the fire department, as well as other members of law enforcement. We also have present with us Trustee Ed Steve and Trustee Kiana Belcher, and did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry. That's fine. And so again, I thank you all for being present with us this evening. So let's go right into public comment. Any questions or concerns that anyone would like to bring before the board?
I would just like to thank you for moving the meeting here. Then upstairs over the fire department is much more convenient, and I think you'll have better turnout with people as well. I think it's a good move.
Thank you. That was an easy thing. Once I brought it up to Trustee Belcher, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Those stairs weren't easy on my knees either, so happy to be here.
On behalf of Local 3766 and others in the board, I just want to make sure that you guys have a copy of our official contract. And if anyone needs one, I can email it to you as well.
Okay, if you would do that, yes.
Any more comments?
Yes, hi. I'm here as a resident of the neighboring city next door, Harvey, but I do think it's important to understand the workings of the police board. My question is a simple one. I have been participating in the meetings and things in Dolton. What can the residents expect from the police board? What is, I heard what you said in the beginning, but going forward and even at these meetings, what's the structure, or what can the residents expect from the board?
Great question. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Sorry, that's okay. I go by Alicia Nicole.
So with the Fire and Police Commission, as I noted, we are responsible for establishing the hiring and promotional list. Commissioner Gray and myself previously served on this board. Commissioner Gray had a lot more experience than I do, and during our tenure, one of the things we did was to maintain an appropriate listing for hiring, as well as conducting testing and interviewing for establishing both the list for hiring of police and fire, as well as for the promotionals. Those promotionals would be any rank below that of deputy chief or chief. We are not engaged in the selection of the chiefs or deputy chiefs. That's outside the purview of Fire and Police Commissions.
Welcome to the Taste of Solar 20.
It happens.
The other part, as Commissioner Wolf mentioned, is disciplinary actions if it involves anything that's going to go beyond a five-day limit. Now, having said that, when I was previously on the board, the fire department's contract sent any kind of disciplinary actions directly to arbitration and bypassed the board. That was based on an agreement between the village and the fire department. I don't know if that provision still exists, and if that's the case, then that would be the appropriate manner and channel for conducting that. It is not our role to be commissioners the way the example has been shown in the past, like in Blue Bloods or The Commish or some other TV shows. We are not, we are sworn commissioners, we are not sworn officers. We do not have arrest powers, and we do not go out and fight fires. We're here for support and to help maintain the business of the village. We are volunteers and very committed. On this panel, one of the great things with this is you have a significant amount of law enforcement experience, as well as the experience that Commissioner Gray and I have as being former commissioners on this board.
Okay, and just one other follow-up question to that. Is this something that other communities, is this customary in other communities, or is it based on just the guidance of the leadership?
I'm gonna go to the records.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking is I live in Harvey, and I mean, you know, one reason why I sit in these meetings, even as a non-resident, is to get ideas, get understanding, and find out what's working and what might be viable to implement in other communities.
Just a moment, because I was just reflecting on one part of that question this morning. So, in the state of Illinois, you have what's the Illinois Municipal Code, and there is an act that covers fire and police commissions. It's 65 ILCS 5/10-2.1-1.
I will never remember that.
And then it states, every municipality with a population of at least 5,000 and not more than 250,000, which is not subject to Division 1 of this article, and then every municipality with a population of less than 5,000, which adopts this Division 2.1 as provided in section, well, I'm not going to get, incorporated and existing under special charter, the mayor of the city, with the consent of the city council or the president of the village or incorporated town with consent of board of trustees shall appoint the board of fire and police commissioners. This board shall appoint, consist of 3 members whose terms of office shall be 3 years and until their respective successors are appointed and have qualified, except as provided in section 10-2.1-2. No such appointment, however, shall be made by any mayor or president within 30 days before the expiration of his term of office. Simply put, we are required to exist as part of municipal code. There is exception as you get over a population size of 250,000 and other things that do not apply to this jurisdiction. So, and I'm just reading that this is not a legal opinion. So for the city of Harvey, you would have to look at the statutes as they apply to the city of Harvey. Once the village has adopted that, then the village by ordinance here in Dolton has established that the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners will actually be 5 members, with 3 being consisting of quorum. That helps in a lot of different ways, including being adhering to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. If we were a board of 3, then that would mean that none of us as commissioners, I could not talk to Kim Gray about anything board related, because it would be, the 2 of us would consist of a quorum. By separating it out, it allows us the freedom to be able to have discussions as needed regarding the work of the board without violating the Open Meetings Act. Have I said enough?
You have, thank you.
Also, I'd like to say, at our last meeting, I'd like to thank you guys. We had 2 residents that showed up. That's one reason we wanted to do this tonight and send it out. But particularly, I'd like to thank the fire department and the police department for showing up, because there were a couple of questions last time, and we don't want to give out misinformation. So that's why we think it's important for the chiefs or a designee, whatever works based on your schedule, somebody to be here. Because the first time you're not here, the resident will have a question, and we'll steer them down the rabbit hole because we won't know. But I thank everybody for showing up, and hopefully this is the first of many more successful meetings.
Thank you, Commissioner Brown.
Any other public comments? I do want to acknowledge that the other trustee Brown has also joined us this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Currently, the Dolton Fire Department does not have an active current list for hiring the department.
We are vitally aware of that, and that's one of the first things that we have to tackle. In the past, the agency that did conduct testing for us is no longer available for us, so there is one agency that is currently under consideration for us to work with. I've spoken with Trustee Belcher with regards to that, because I wanted to make sure we were not going to violate any procurement policies or any other rules with regards to acquiring an agency that can help us with that. It would be a third-party agency that conducts the testing, and we will be moving on that. It won't be a swift process, but it's definitely one of the top things on our agenda, both for the fire department and the police department.
Do you guys have anything to do with setting up new units like the mental health units that will go around for, different non-911 emergency type of situation for the community?
That is a day-to-day operational question that's within purview of police, fire, and village leadership. I would say that you have access to a number of the trustees. Our esteemed Mayor House has just slid in with us, and so thank you, sir, for joining us as well. That would be an appropriate question for you.
Mayor House.
And anyone else?
Can I ask a question? I see the group here from another organization. Can I ask who you represent?
Yes, absolutely. We are representing Roseland Ceasefire. We operate within Markham, Dolton, Roseland, and West Pullman areas. What we do is, when there's gun violence, we're a gun violence intervention company. What we do is, if there's gun violence, we come around to the area, to alert the community of the incident in their community, and to offer services and support to the victims and their families. Some of the main things we do, if we can't handle it directly, we refer clients out to different people and different organizations that can handle them and what their issues are, whether it be mental health or whether it be legal issues or whatever the case may be. We are like a conduit to them, and if they can't get to those services, we connect them to those kind of services and things like that.
Do you guys work hand in hand with our police department, or will you be working with them?
That's why we attend these meetings to try to build these relationships.
Okay, I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
So one of the other things that we found in our canvassing efforts and going into the community is that a lot of the residents will give us information that they probably won't give the police department or the fire department. So we try and connect those resources as well with the community.
I think ceasefire, right?
Yes.
Roseland
Roseland
Ceasefire.
Roseland ceasefire. And I think now would be a good time to introduce our new chief of police, because that's most definitely the conduit that they need. You need to know when there are other people out here.
Absolutely.
In fact, Chief Chapman, let's start with you, if you'll introduce yourself and the members of the police department that you have with you, and then I'll also ask that Captain McCain from the fire department.
Sure. Jeff Chapman, been the chief here for about 3 weeks now.
Jump right in.
It's actually been great. I see a lot of opportunities in this community to do some good with the department. Dolton Police Department, based on my analysis, is about the average length of seniority within the department is about 4 years. So that's a very young department. I've been in law enforcement 35 years. So that's a very young department, but I see opportunity because now we have an opportunity to shape the next generation of law enforcement officers for the good. I am a strong believer in community policing. I served 5 years with Chicago Police Department in the community policing division. I did 30 years with Chicago, but 5 of those years was in community policing. Community policing works. It works. I know it works. Evidence-based has been proven that it works. As long as we do it together. So that's kind of my wheelhorse. I've done a lot of other things within the department, from boots on the ground, street cops. I was in the mounted unit, rode horses for a while. And in the last 5 years, I spent with Illinois Law Enforcement Training Standards Board as the chief of staff of the agency. I was also a sworn investigator with the training board. So I know policing, and I know police administration. And I know we're gonna do some good things in this village and in this community for our residents. And I'm looking forward to the opportunities, and I'm looking forward to the challenges, because I know what successes we're gonna have that comes out of it. So I'm excited to be here. With me is Commander Inez Riley. She is the commander of the Community Relations Division. We've got Rocky, as he's well known to everyone, who is one of our detectives in our investigation. Thank you for having us. So welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pete McCann. I'm the captain with the Dolton Fire Department. I've had the privilege of serving this community the last 16 years. We are a community-oriented fire department, and the backbone to our organization is training specialty teams, fire prevention, public education, and just being one with the community. Being a captain now, being on the line, gives me the opportunity to work with my fellow firefighters, and then seeing all the residents and stakeholders, not at the chief level, but down on the streets, and having a chance to talk more shop with them, and unfortunately or fortunately, seeing them at their worst time and best time. So again, it's sincerely a pleasure to be back here in this building under these wonderful conditions. I've served in multiple capacities here as fire chief before.
It's funny to everybody.
So no, it's fun to be back here and be a part of the leadership team, and working with Mayor House and the board of trustees that are here today, and former trustee Pearson. It's been sincerely a privilege, and definitely an amazing 180 over the past couple months. So appreciate it. Lieutenant Adam Fari is here on behalf of Local 3766. He's union president. He's our liaison as far as with the specialty teams that we're so much involved with. We have 7 members on our department that are a part of the CART and HAZMAT. We also have members of the fire team and arts division. We're very much involved in the Mavis division and working with our surrounding communities, and most importantly, taking care of our residents. So thank you.
Sorry, I just want to sit for 1 second. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? And just for the record, I'm very familiar. Roseland Ceasefire used to run Workforce Center in the Washington Heights community. You guys are fantastic in what you do. And they state that they can reach folks in the community that law enforcement and other leaders cannot reach. They are not kidding, and they have, if you've not heard of them before, go online and do a little bit of research, do a dive, and you'll find some great things. So welcome to.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm saying that as a resident also. Next item of business for this evening is the adoption of minutes from our meeting of August 13th, 2025. They have been passed out to the members of the board. If there are any questions from the board members, please, if you haven't already taken a look at them, they were sent out beforehand. Any corrections or changes needed? If none, then, ask for a motion to approve the minutes from.
Motion to approve the minutes of 8/13. Second.
Go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Dallas Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Gray. Aye. Commissioner Blunt.
Aye.
Commissioner Long.
Aye.
Commissioner Wolf. Aye.
Motion carries.
This may not have nothing to do with the meeting, but I'd like to say thank you to whoever got this. Let's get popcorn.
Has everything to do with the meeting.
I'd like to say thank you.
Uh-huh, yes. Echo. Echo.
Commissioner Wolf, and then we will also be buying.
Thank you, Commissioner
We
Wolf.
started something that's your.
Oh, my God. He set a precedent. I'm gonna want to get popping every meeting.
I'm gonna be saying, y'all have a meeting today?
Going around is a copy of the minutes from our last meeting now that they've been officially approved. They will also get sent over to the village clerk for posting on the website.
Sure. Sure.
Normally I'm spread out a little bit.
So these are the minutes from the last meeting. I'll give it to you.
I kind of like this.
I like it, it's less formal.
They got one.
Thank you.
So under consideration after our last meeting was, information was shared about the National Testing Network, an organization that conducts testing for firing police candidates, not only just locally, but on a national level. Information was presented to our board at the last meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you can look on this one. Sure.
Trustee Dolton, can I prevail on you a little bit? You've got some familiarity based on our conversation with what this entails.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. We used to use COPS. After several attempts of trying to go back to COPS, fail payment or whatever, they would not renew their relationship with us. So we had to start seeking out other agencies that would be available for testing for police and fire. Actually, several of the members that's on the Police and Fire Commission in California, which I recommended this company. So at that time, Deputy Chief Calhoun did some research on the company to see how much they would charge us. This actually is a nationwide company, and then it will report to us once the third party had did it. But it will give us more leeway to find candidates that's outside of our common area. Of course, we will still post on Blue Line and those types of things, but they will do advertising for us. And so after I mean, they went back and forth for almost four or 5 months. This was the one that was able to, that they had, I guess, recommended. So, question?
But that, company is, nationwide, so what came up with our last meeting, for those of the, people that couldn't afford to, take those tests, that could be a very good police officer and or fight, that couldn't afford to, apply for those jobs that's online, what if maybe it's
They
like
have
three?
to apply if they were getting on the regular list, cops charge. So they would have to, they have to pay for the
There's
application.
a fee either way, is
It's a
what
fee
you're
either
saying,
way.
right?
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't recall, what was the fee?
Last time I remember, it's like $65 at the start of it, yeah.
Was cops and fire, yeah.
Yes,
I-
with
That
cops.
part I do recall, I do think it was right around like six.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember, Pete?
It used to be 25, we just said 65.
Yeah, no, it was in 2017, like 2017,
When we talked to Chief Calhoun, it was up to $300. Now, I remember paying
$300 for us to register for the company, the Village of Dolton. We have to register with this company and bring it on. It is
And then the
$370.
candidates is like.
Yes,
Right,
but for
okay.
us,
Anywhere from
we have
25
to
to
pay,
65.
it's $300 or $375, the Village of Dalton
Okay.
to utilize their services.
I got you.
Then we may have to have a conversation with somebody to make sure we know exactly.
Well, he said that he passed on the paperwork, so Dallas, do you have that paperwork? I know he sent it in the email to everybody, so, yeah, so just a
I
matter
had a
of.
stack of things for them, unfortunately, I did not.
Yes, he did send the email, but that was the fee for the Village of Dalton, the three, I think
So
three
I
or
was confused
375.
by that, so thank you for that
Yes.
clarification. The Village of Dolton's fee at the most was, said $65
$65, I
back,
think, in 2017.
about 5 years ago when I was on the board previously. So we don't want it to be cost prohibitive, or for someone to be able to apply. There's a couple of advantages that I saw with doing the online testing. One, online testing has come a long way from where it was when it was first happening. So I think, based on the reputation the security of the testing process is legit and is good. The advantage it gives us is that when the Cops and Fire did wonderful testing service, did wonderful work for us. However, there were more than one occasions when we hosted a test, be it police or fire, for our list, that it occurred on the same day that Cops and Fire had their team at 2 or 3 other locations, both in and outside of Cook County, where they were conducting tests. What that meant was the candidates had to be selective in where they wanted to apply to, so it limited some folks in that. Online testing limits that as part of the process. We will have to get a little bit more into details of what happens once they've taken the test, because in the process, there's initial testing, and everyone gets scored on that. Based on passing that and passing the physical agility test, then they move on to interviews. We have conducted interviews both with third-party agency Cops and Fires. The board has conducted interviews on our own with the assistance of members from local jurisdictions. So there's a variety of ways to do that. Those scores are then added in with the testing scores, and from that, a formalized list is generated for those candidates that are going to go on, move forward in the process. Once that list is established, then then it becomes an operational issue for the Village of Dolton Human Resources Board of Trustees. Based on that list, candidates are selected in order in groups of 3. There's what's called the rule of 3, so you can pick out of it in the top 3. If someone declines, you can move down the list. But there is a very formalized process for that. That would be the next steps in the process of getting those candidates that we need. Most important to me is that we have a fair and legitimate process, and that we can take out all biases and implicit biases out of the process. Heard some things in the past that were disturbing, and so we, in the past, did everything to mitigate it. I think this even helps further to do that. My recommendation would be that we look to move forward with this organization, that I don't know whether it's a yearly, an annual contract, or how that part works, but at least let's get something on the books, and let's move forward so that we can establish both our police and fire lists.
I make a motion that we approve the national testing network.
Second.
Talking about 5A. Sorry, you can't hear you guys.
Second, that we pursue national testing network for the testing, as a testing agency for the Village of Dolton and the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. Are there any discussion? If nothing further, then call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gordon?
Aye.
Commissioner Gray?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Long?
Aye.
And Commissioner Wolf, aye.
5 ayes, the motion carries. Thank you. Next item of business, old business, again, the establishment of an office location for the Board of Fire and Police Commission. There's a spot that was designated, and we looked at briefly at the fire department. They had volunteered to work with whomever to make that area available, or if there's someplace else that's available that's a little bit more accessible.
We still be at the fire department?
That's correct.
Okay, because the items are still in the office as of about 10 days ago.
Yes, we are aware. They are in the process of moving stuff. And then they will have to change the lock. So once, I'll follow up with the village administrator. But, the person that's there is aware that he's moving and the items will be moved. We do have to work with the clerk because there are a lot of, files in there. And so we have to make sure we know where those files are going before they are purged.
And the reason for that office, for those who don't know, is so that we have a secure place for all of our files and everything. That's why she's saying locks up the chains and everything. Everything has to be secure. We'll be responsible for applications, whatever we're responsible for, it has to be kept secure. Y'all don't have to come to the little office for me.
We will do our best to make sure we maintain the ability to meet here or another suitable location that's on the ground floor. Next item, membership with Illinois Fire and Police Commissioners Association. I did look online, and it looks like we are active. I don't,
It is active, and I see you have on there the fall seminar. I spoke to Mark about it also. We just needed confirmation of all those that were going to the seminar. But Janice Johnson is the one that will be handling the registration, but the membership is current and paid.
great. I'll get something else to board, because once it's heard, I actually have an old line that worked. That's how I knew. It was like, okay, it looks like this is that.
Tiana's on it. She got to answer for everything. Doing her job.
Get registered with them, and
That man just has a really low voice.
There is a
I'm gonna
fall
say something
seminar
about
that's
that.
going to be the weekend of November 7th and 8th at the Hyatt in Lisle. I have attended several of these association training seminars. Commissioner Grad has attended far more than I. This will be the first time for the rest of the members of the board. Strongly encourage everyone. Initially, I was personally planning on attending, but I actually have family matters in New Jersey. I will be out of state for that. So, yes.
Can you just please let, whoever's going, please let us know sooner than later, so it will be, taken care of promptly.
Commissioner Wolf says that he is going. Commissioner Long, thank you. Commissioner Bent? Oh, I'm feeling the love.
She didn't say she wanted to know right now.
No, please send it in the email.
Well, no, okay, see, at my brain capacity right now, let me get this done.
Take a nap.
Commissioner Gray? I'm not sure. All right. So he's in, I will tell you, my first time I went went by myself as a first time commissioner. Got abused first off for being Commissioner Gordon. Batman jokes and everything else. Yeah, some of y'all didn't pick up on that initially.
I did.
Literally, you had to stand up and introduce yourself. I felt like I was in grade school. And it's like, okay, where's Batman? You got the Batmobile and all that too. But it was not only informative, but other commissioners shared their contact information with me in case I had questions that I might need to ask of someone outside of our village, and so you start to establish and build relationships. Commissioner Gray and some of our former commissioners on the board are well known to the association over the years, and so we look forward to being there. I'm sorry I won't be able to be there, but we'll get that information to you so we can get everyone registered. It is very, very informative. New business, we'll start with Captain McCain in the fire department.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Dolton Fire Department is seeking the Village of Dolton Police and Fire Commission's recognition and consent to complete the hiring process of 2 firefighters from the firefighters eligibility list dated 8/7 of 2023 to 8/7 of 2025. The hiring of 2 firefighters would reduce our vacancies from 8 to 6. So the fiscal impact on that, the positions were originally funded in the previous fiscal year budget as well as the proposed current fiscal year draft budget. This part I want to read in the record as well. I did email this to everyone as well. But it's highly recommended that the Village of Dolton Police and Fire Commission give the fullest recommendation to the Village of Dolton Administration and Board of Trustees to approve the hiring of firefighter candidates Alexis Avelos Linderos and Keith Shields. The Dolton Fire Department is seeking to hire individuals to replace open vacancies to enhance services to our community. In addition, the Dolton Fire Department is seeking every opportunity possible to meet the National Fire Protection Association standards, NFPA 1710, regarding daily staffing, adequate responses to fire and emergency medical incidents. As of yesterday, both candidates have completed their criminal background checks, fingerprints, psychological examinations, polygraph examinations, and their NFPA medical evaluations. The other note on this, the Village of Dolton Fire Administration contacted the names on the eligibility list in ranking order. Members on the list ranked 1 through 5 took a pass or declined a conditional offer of employment. Names on the list ranked number 7 through 12 also took a pass or declined a conditional offer of employment. They may have gotten jobs elsewhere, or they just took a pass at this point. So candidate number 1, Alexis Avalos Landeros, is number 6 on the list. He accepted his conditional offer of employment. It's only conditional in order to go through those steps. He took that conditional offer on July 8th, 2025, and candidate number 2, Keith Shields, who was number 13 on the list, he accepted his conditional offer of employment on July 28th, 2025, prior to the list expiring. Any questions? And again, this is for the board to recognize. This is a new board. The list was under a previous police and fire commission. I know my next steps would be meeting with the administration and the trustees as far as moving forward, but today we're just seeking your advice and consent, recognition, move forward.
Hey Pete,
Yes, sir.
these individuals you have here,
Yes.
they was on the list in August of 23.
It's a 2-year list. Yep.
When was the testing for this?
August of 23 to August of 25. That's the 2-year period, so the testing process itself happened prior to that, and then the list was comprised by
So
cops and fire.
Where's that list at? Adam just said y'all didn't have a list, so where's that?
Right, the list expired, the individuals got conditional offers of employment prior to the list expiring, that was the one in the email that I sent you guys. So the list expired August 7th.
All those people are from 2023?
Correct. Correct. During that period, we tried to move forward with hirings, they were declined.
Give them the list to the board members.
That's why it was important to note when the conditional offers were given, because the list expired, but the conditional offers were given in the process of backgrounds, sites, polys, and medicals.
So I have another question.
Yes.
So if this list was about to expire and we've been short for some time, then why hadn't they been brought up in front of, not me, because it wasn't a commission, but even to the trustees, why hadn't it been brought up?
The previous administration declined me to move forward with hiring.
There's your answer.
And I was part of
You should be the fire chief.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
And she was the fire chief. He stepped down. He's the captain now. Stepped down to that, for that other administration.
Jokes aside, this company is one of those gray areas where, in the future, I've recommended that we also have an attorney, whether the village attorney or an attorney that's appropriately selected for the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. As members of the Illinois Fire and Police Commission Association, we do have access to counsel through the association's attorney. The reason it might be best to have one, have a third-party attorney is that something that can come before this board that is also before the Board of Trustees. You're dealing with 2 different entities that have to look at things differently, and so to make sure that there's an appropriate separation of counsel on that. Having said that, this seems like a process that had already been in progress before the, I don't think there's any argument about it having been in process before the list expired on August 7th of 2025. That being the case, and even afterwards, it is an administration issue. When this was approached to me that was going to be brought up, my position is that as a Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, we establish the list. Once that list is established, it becomes the responsibility of the village administration and in the Department of Personnel. And so that's really where this matter lies. This does not require a vote from the board or any further opinion from my standpoint. I'll defer to the other members of the board if they feel differently about that. However, at this juncture, since this is something that's been processed, let's let the process go through. In the meantime, the other process that we talked about, establishing testing through our National Testing Network, let's get that on board so that for this board, everything moving forward can be right and in order.
I think we kind of agreed at that first meeting when it was brought up about this, that we were kind of in a line with it then. So now it's factual put into place. I think it should move forward.
the question, the legal question I have is whether or not we even need to have a vote on that. I don't think we do, and if, it's okay with the, commissioners, we're not going to vote on it, but we do recommend that village leadership, and we have several of you present here, that you, follow things the way you would had we had, been on board even prior to now.
So, in other words, you said anything that happened before we were appointed commissioners, that's then, we running like, got to clean out, now we got a clean slate, so. From when we got appointed going forward, it's us. Anything that happened before us, that's them. So, we have a clean slate.
But we do agree that these people
They
took
should
the
be
test,
before,
went
yeah.
through the process. Unfortunately, in that time frame, you've got two that were conditionally offered. They're willing to accept it. We need the manpower. I don't think that's a hard decision.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Anything else, Captain? I'm saying, call them.
No, sir, thank you, I appreciate it.
Chief Chapman, anything from Dolton Police Department?
Nothing formally for this meeting, but I just want to say that I am happy to hear that this commission is moving forward with the testing agency and move forward with getting a eligibility list established not only for entry-level police officers, but for supervisors as well. Right now, the police department is working with about 29 patrol officers. And if you look at the national average for municipalities based on population, it goes about 1,000, for every 1,000 residents, about 2.3 officers. Dolton has about 21,000 residents, so we're looking at our police department with patrol officers should be staffed at about 48 officers, and we're at 29. And even less supervisors. The national average for span of control is 1 per 8, which means 1 supervisor for 8 officers. We're severely understaffed. For me as a chief, that creates a officer safety as well as a public safety issue. So I'm happy to hear that we're gonna move forward. Hopefully we can get that off the ground and get running with that, so we can give our officers some relief and some help out there on the street, as well as to keep that allows us to adequately serve our residents. So I just wanted to say, I'm happy to hear that, because we need it desperately.
In case I missed it, and thank you for those numbers, what are the numbers at the fire department?
The fire department, the top staffing, we're looking at 24, we're currently at 16. So that 24 number dates back to 2008, 2009, when we had a safer grant. Since that time, we've never been able to reach that number again. We're currently at 16 line members. Our span of patrol is 1 to 5. 4-man engine companies is the NFPA standard with 1 officer on the vehicle.
And what do you currently have?
Our minimum staffing right now is 4 with 2 people per vehicle, and depending on our minimum staffing, 1 officer, 2 engineers, 1 firefighter.
So we need to boost everything. Police and fire, which is what we wanna do. We wanna do. We wanna help our village, we wanna help our trustees, our administration, we wanna get it right.
And I do want to commend both departments for the amazing work that you've been doing through all kinds of shortages and turmoil over the years. I know we had an incident the other night and other things that are ongoing. So it is critical you have our support. Not only are we going to verbalize that, but we're going to put some action behind this and getting these lists going on from our past experience. It is a long process. We've done it before, or got a lot of backup here on the board. So looking forward to moving things forward and seeing things. And I will tell those of you that are here to share with the community to also, look to our folks from the community that are here to consider an opportunity in law enforcement in the community that they live in. Chief already mentioned community policing or community policing can come out of the community by hiring and training those in the community that have an interest in both those fields.
Could we give both departments a hand, please, with the job?
Anything else from the board?
Are we about to move to adjournment? No, because it's so, I was gonna thank Roseland ceasefire and all the residents, but I didn't wanna go there until you got ready for that.
Well, we do not have any items for executive session. I don't know that anything, so I will yield the floor to you.
Well, I'd like to thank Roseland ceasefire for coming out. It's, glad to meet you guys, hope to see you again, always on a positive note. I thank our chief and our commander again, and, Pete, I won't call him captain. Chief, Clint McCain, all the firemen and the residents, please, every second Wednesday at 6 o'clock, right now, this is our location, I think. Tell your neighbors, because this is a good time to, you got your this is time to tell, you know, this is the time to air so that they know what you want, what we need. They tell you what they can do, what they can't do. So you're not looking for the unapproachable. So come out. We're only gonna get better if we communicate. And not just to each other. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
I was going to say, thank you. Speaking of communicate, is there any way we could get microphones or something? It was kind of difficult to hear, especially you. Your voice is a little low, and because you chair the meeting, is it possible, at least you at minimum, but maybe even like a couple of microphones, just so the voices can project a little more?
We can look into that. I know of a couple of different options that we have to make that available.
Sure.
I can also use my
Outside voice, thank you. Yes. Huh?
They can sit on the dais.
That too with the microphones, yeah. Yeah, it was very difficult, but we struggled through.
Overstep our bounds, and we kind of thought this was just a little more informal. This is our first meeting, you know?
It's a nice round table. It just was hard to hear at some points, certain things.
And I do want to echo Mary's comments and also thank those residents that are here with us this evening. This has been, and I was on the board for 11 years, this is the largest representation of community as well as police and fire and the board of trustees that have been present for one of our meetings. I'm honored and really appreciate the fact that you're here, which shows that you recognize the importance of what needs to happen in this village. So thank you very much. Shout out to Rocky. I shared a couple of situations with them at the last meeting, and those have been addressed. Although the stop sign issue I was at that intersection last night, and I watched 3 different vehicles go through that, including a mail carrier vehicle.
Dang.
So, I was told that a lot of revenue could be generated for the village. Hopefully I wasn't one of them.
Let's give yourselves a round of applause for this meeting.
Great meeting. Wow, this is new for the village.
Down, I just like to say, to being 19 officers down and about 8 firemen down, to the chief of the fire department, police department, just like you to let them know there's more than appreciation from the mayor as well as the trustees, because they take committed employees to work short staff for all these years. So you can't get nothing better than that. And just would hope with the fire department, police department, please go back and let your employees know they're being more than appreciated by the residents of the village of Dolton as well as the administration. Because commitment means a lot. And you have to be committed when you come to work, and you know you may have to do almost everything. So thank you guys for the commitment that your employees has done for the village. Thank you.
Okay, well, one last thing, again, I want to thank the mayor, 4 trustees that came out, the citizens of Dolton. Like I said, this is our largest turnout ever. And for the trustees and the mayor, I mean, we put things out there, they actually listen and they hear. Chief, you know, it makes you feel good to see people turn out and really listen to what you got to say. I think, ceasefire, I mean, I think that'd be a good help. I mean, a lot of things happening. Then I also wanted to bring, one of the residents brought up something about mental health. I don't think her question was answered, but you do have the chief of police and commander that you probably can talk to and, see if you can get things done that way. But anything that you bring to us, whether if it's in our realm of future, we'll still try to find an answer or see to the best resource that we can do to get your answers that you need.
And not just to the residents, but to the acting chief and the chief. If there's anything you need of us, come to us. You know, just like you go to the trustees and we try to do what we can on our end.
And I just wanna,
No, that's not.
Piggyback on all the things.
Oh,
And I just want to thank everybody for coming out.
okay.
Mr. Mayor, do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
I would say thanks. It's exciting and important to see everybody here. Chair Ford, Vice President Gray, thank you for coming back, because I know that probably was a very strenuous time. We appreciate it. Sorry, y'all. Mr. Ryan, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Long. It's just great to see everybody working together, working towards one goal, in agreement and in disagreement. We agree, we disagree. So I think that we want to just keep on pushing and building. I think we have a great future. I think we should give a round of applause to Trustee Dolton for all the work that she's been doing.
Yes.
It's great to see everybody out here. We're going to continue building, of course. Hearing those numbers come off the top of Chief Chaplain, Captain, Chief. I mean, you see the passion, of course, that everybody in the department has for sticking in over all these years. So it really is a joy and a pleasure to be alongside everybody that's in here and be a part of the rebuild and working things up. And we're just here as a board to make sure we're supportive and as engaging as humanly possible so we can all make sure Dalton is better tomorrow.
Let me make one other little point. How many firefighters do we have that are Dalton residents?
Currently, we don't have any.
Okay.
Wow.
How many police officers do we have that are Dalton residents?
I'm not sure, but I will speak to myself. I am not a Dolton resident. But
No, I wasn't asking about you.
I'm a stakeholder in Dolton, trust me.
But no, my point to that is I'm sitting there looking at you two and I knew your answer already. What we have to all understand as residents, because I came from Chicago as they did. You have to live in Chicago to get there. These are people that are all coming from the outside to take care of us. So kudos to them all day, every day. They come into our neighborhood to make sure we're okay. And we have to understand that. So when you get mad at the police or get mad at the firemen, realize they don't have to be here. They could go back where they live.
More money.
And thank you to Trustee Pearson. We didn't acknowledge him.
If there are no other questions, comments, or matters, I'll call for a motion to
Motion to adjourn.
It's moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The whole committee.
All right, y'all. That was that. I'm going offline so I can say hi to a few people. Uh-huh.
For those of you that know me, I work for Chicago Transit Authority. On this Friday, we are having an event at the Shine Bright Community Center at 86 and Cottage Grove. is a construction-related event. Part of the focus is going to be on the red line extension, is a $5.7 billion project that GTA has ongoing. My team is responsible for making sure that the local community residents have opportunities for training, placement, hiring on all those jobs. There's work already being done. I have flyers with me if anyone is interested. And please take and share. Okay.
Oh,
Take the stack, please give them
okay.
away.
Sorry, my hands are full. I would have taken it. Okay, so this is what he's talking about. CTA outreach work event. It's pretty cool. It's this Friday. Okay, y'all, I'm gone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I couldn't watch the comments. You know, I was on business. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.